grab a rare quick moment here to introduce you to the Manhattan Bridge and the Brooklyn Bridge over the East River. And I'll take you across the Brooklyn Bridge and also the Manhattan Bridge. This is New York, July 1st, 2020. Glad to have you with me. Just want to mention that if you decide to take a walk over the Manhattan Bridge, you're going to go through or past areas of Chinatown, and it's not the most glamorous looking neighborhood. It looks sort of like a third or fourth tier Chinese city. And you'll also pass, I didn't film it, but it's like an atrocious looking homeless encampment right by the Manhattan end of the bridge. So once you get past that, then you've got a nice view of the Brooklyn Bridge, which we're going to take a look at next. You'll see ferries crossing the East River from the Brooklyn side to the Manhattan side, and it's a great way to see any city from the water. Welcome to Brooklyn. I'm going to take a ride over the Brooklyn Bridge, and in the middle I'm going to have to stop and take a picture of the Manhattan Bridge for another video I'm doing. Let's go. This is the approach to the Brooklyn Bridge. It's actually like on a long, pretty flat, little separate bikeway and pedestrian walkway, and we're between the traffic going in each direction. You can see the east tower of the Manhattan Bridge from here. When we go around the corner, then we'll be able to see the Brooklyn Bridge. It's a general slope up. It's a little steeper coming up from Manhattan to Brooklyn than the reverse. But the views are better to go from Brooklyn to Manhattan. So you can see the World Trade Center and that tall, wavy building closer to the bridge. That's the apartments by Frank Gehry. Pretty new. You can always tell the time and temperature. (22°C). Perfect temperature. It's a little humid, but it's cooled off because there were some thunderstorms that passed through earlier. Some of the apartment buildings on this side. south side. A lot of the buildings in the area used to be owned by the Jehovah's Witnesses, and they've all pretty much been sold off and converted to apartments. So you can see it's a good view of Lower Manhattan. Ferry boats on the river. There's the Manhattan Bridge over there. It's like 25, 27 years younger than the Brooklyn Bridge, which was opened in 1883. It was designed by John Roebling, who came from Germany. He died early in the construction of an accident, and his wife and sons took over for him to see it to completion. So we'll ride up to the peak here where I'll stop, and then we'll proceed. Effort to ride uphill with a mask on a humid day, but it adds to the workout. So there's the Manhattan Bridge over there, and it gets much less pedestrians and bicyclists, and it has subway trains that go over it. A lot of subway trains, so it can be very loud. This bridge, the Brooklyn Bridge, and there's the Empire State Building over there in the distance. This bridge used to have trolley trains that went over the middle part here. And so they've been removed, so it's now for pedestrians. And you can see the Staten Island Ferry, and it's a great ride. It's something I'll take you on a future video. It's free, and it goes right by the Statue of Liberty, so there's nothing wrong with that ride. And then looking across the harbor, that's Governor's Island. It used to be just open to the government and the military, but now it's sort of half open to the public. It's not always open, but open a lot. And then in the distance you can see the Verrazano Narrows Bridge. That's right at the gate to New York Harbor from the Atlantic. And then looking back, that's downtown Brooklyn, which keeps growing and getting taller. It's its own business district, and that's Lower Manhattan. Okay, so now we'll go the rest of the way to the end of the bridge on the Manhattan side. So this is a very light amount of bike and pedestrian traffic. I've seen it much heavier even in the dead of winter. But tourists come year-round, and they come to the bridge to take pictures. It's free. It's one of the free things you can do in New York. You're looking up at the tower. It's such an iconic view. Looking through the cables up to the Manhattan Tower. And when there's not a whole lot of people to negotiate around, it's actually a pretty quick ride. So now we're going down, so it's real easy. And I could do a whole separate video about what you can see on the bridge or the behavior of bicyclists. But when it's really crowded, it's not really the best idea if you're not really a typical bicyclist, or you have small kids with you. It can be a tough go. It can get really congested. So bear that in mind. It might be better to come earlier in the morning if you wanted to just go across. It's less crowded. But as the day wears on, it gets busier and busier, including at night. Some people come here to watch the sunsets. It can be good. It depends on the weather. Other people come here for the sunrises. This impressive building, Beaux-Arts building on the right, is the Manhattan Municipal Building, and it's where I first worked when I moved to New York. And it has great views of the Brooklyn Bridge out its back windows here. And that's this complex over here is police headquarters for the NYPD. It's Pace University over to the left. That's the Woolworth building, the building with the green top. Take an underground passageway here to Chinatown and also to Lower Manhattan. And then this is the end of the bikeway over the bridge, bike pedestrian way. Bikes go to the right, pedestrians to the left. And this is City Hall Park, and there's still demonstrations going on. This is July 1st. They're still going on for the whole Black Lives Matter movement. They're basically occupying the park here. So that's it for the Brooklyn Bridge. Thanks for joining me.